Hey everyone, welcome to Wheels on the Bike. I'm Agnieszka. Spring is almost here and that means one thing, touring season is on its way. In this video I wanted to share with you some changes I made on my 2021 Kona Sutra touring bike in prep for the touring season. Alright, the first thing I changed on the bike is I replaced the handlebar tape, and you may be asking yourself, didn't you just replace the handlebar tape? And yes I did. I originally had the wolf tooth supple bar tape on here, but I also told you in a previous video that the tape really smelled, and the smell just transferred all over my gloves and it was just not a nice smell. So I ended up replacing it for this Tas's tape. This tape was designed specifically for touring and bike packing, and it was designed by a guy in Canada, so love supporting Canadian businesses. I've just put it on, so I don't know how it will, what the wear and tear will be like on this tape, but I will be sure to let you know in future videos. For the next two things, we need to look at the front of the bike, and let's focus on the front rack first. You will notice that my Arkel lowrider front rack has come off and this Surly front rack has been installed. Let me tell you, it was quite the challenge to install this rack. It was an exercise in patience. Let's leave it at that. It's a good thing I did not film a video because it would have been a long one. But aside from that, this rack is made of chromoly steel, and I specifically looked at it because I wanted something with a platform that would allow me to put a box for my dog and carry my dog at the front of the bike. I also wanted a rack which would allow me to put panniers on it, and especially if I wanted to put my dog and the pannier and attach panniers, I wanted a rack that would support that weight. Well, the Surly front rack does support up to 70 pounds of weight on it. I don't ever want to carry that much on front of the bike, but who knows, right? The third thing I added on the bike are these Relight Nova contactless dynamo lights. I don't know about you, but I sometimes forget to charge up my batteries on the lights, or I just forget to turn them on, and I feel really passionately or really strongly about having lights on the bike, especially when I'm riding on the road, which I do a lot of while on tour. So these lights are, again, contactless dynamo, which means that the dynamo that is installed doesn't come into contact with rim. It sits about 2 millimeters away from the rim. The dynamo operates on an eddy current. Now, I don't know too much about it, but it's some sort of a magnetic current that kind of feeds off of the rim, the aluminum rim. Feeds off of is probably not the right terminology, but what I will do is I will leave links to all of these items in the description below, and if you wanted to read more about eddy current, you can do that there. Right, so I have this front light, and then I also have a rear light. I'm super excited, especially about the rear light, because again, very important for me to have that light on to be visible. Now, these lights are not lights that I can see with. They're not overly powerful, they're not overly strong, but they are going to allow cars especially to see me. The fourth change that I made to my bike, and it's really an accessory that I added. Woo! That's okay, it'll make for a good video. The fourth thing that I added to the bike is this clickstand. For those of you who own the Kona Sutra touring bike, you know that there isn't a kickstand built in. And while I could have added a kickstand to probably the front and the back wheel, I didn't want to do that. So instead I opted for this clickstand. Now, what is a clickstand? Clickstand is a kickstand that breaks down into, in my case, 5 sections. It is custom made to fit my bike, and it works kind of like tent poles. This is the easiest way for me to describe it. It breaks down again into a very small package, and I can carry it in a pocket and make it available when I need to. With this kickstand came 2 bands that attach to the brake levers, and those make sure that the bike doesn't move front or back, because if the bike moves, and I made that mistake, if the bike moves forward or backwards, this kickstand is then useless because the bike just falls over and the whole thing falls over. I know from watching reviews online that people who have taken or used the clickstand with their fully loaded touring bikes have been very happy with it, so I'm pretty sure that this will be a great solution that will replace my need for a kickstand. The fifth thing I changed on the bike this year is I got new panniers. These are the Arkel Dolphin 48 panniers. They are a bit bigger than my Orcas, which were 35-liter panniers, and they offer a little bit more organization. If you're interested in getting a full first impressions overview of these panniers, I have this video right here. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know what changes you've made on your bike this year. I'll see you next time. Bye.